A question I've seen pop up a handful of times is, could Force sensitivity be transferred by a blood transfusion? Basically, we've got a Jedi Knight with blood full of midi-chlorians. What if we took all their blood and moved it into a non-Force sensitive person? Would that make them Force sensitive as well? I would pretty confidently say no, that would never ever work. There is precedent for that answer in Star Wars Legends. After the murder of Jedi Master Sifo Dyas, General Grievous was forced into that exact scenario. Badly injured, he needed a blood transfusion anyway, and while it's possible the midi-chlorians helped keep him alive, they did nothing to provide him even a little Force sensitivity. The book Darth Plagueis also states, research had long ago established that blood transfusions from Force-sensitive individuals did not confer Force powers to recipients, though blood with a high midi-chlorian count could grant temporary strength and resiliency. Experiments in absolute transfusion had gone horribly awry for recipients, suggesting to some that the Force exacted a toll on those who attempted to tamper with it. An individual's midi-chlorians seemed to know to whom they belonged and become unresponsive outside their dedicated vessel. It's still very ambiguous how midi-chlorians even work. I think it's open to personal interpretation, but the way I like to see them is as a consequence of Force sensitivity, not the effect. Midi-chlorians are kind of attracted to beings who are strong in the Force. Those beings aren't strong in the Force because they were born with extra midi-chlorians, if that makes sense. That's supported in the book Darth Plagueis, but again, I just think anytime we talk about how the Force works, it has to be an open discussion. I happen to believe that the Force is more of a mental and spiritual thing rather than biological or physiological. There are cases of strong bloodlines, like the Skywalkers of course, but there are also examples of Jedi Masters who have had children that had no Force sensitivity at all, like Satele Shan. All this is just to say I don't think midi-chlorians are some static thing. You can fill General Grievous with all the midi-chlorians in the galaxy, but they would probably just leave and go back to someone who already had the right mindset for Force sensitivity. I don't know if that even makes sense biologically, but I like it that way. I don't think the Force makes sense in the physical world. I think it should always be viewed as some sort of magic, spiritual idea. Like Yoda said, luminous beings are we, not this crude matter. I wouldn't want there to be some medical workaround for the Force. That just goes against everything we know about it, in my opinion. All my sources today are coming from Legends material, but I think it still lines up with what we know in canon. But I'd be interested to know if anyone thinks a blood transfusion would be possible and why. Let me know in the comments. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out our Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.